Before we begin, if you like what you hear on the Tan and J-Man Show, don't forget to rate and review us on Apple Podcasts, and go ahead and click subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. We encourage you to interact with us and keep up to date with the Tan and J-Man Show on social media by liking our Facebook page and following us on Twitter and Instagram at Tan and J-Man Show. Now sit back, relax, and enjoy another episode of the Tan and J-Man Show with your hosts Tanner Lee and Josh the J-Man Munt. Welcome to another episode of the Tan and J-Man Show, episode 193. I'm Tanner Lee. Josh the J-Man Munt sitting to my right. It's Monday, July 27th, 2020. Baseball has begun.
For now.
Is it going to last?
We'll see.
We'll talk about it. NBA's about ready to begin in their bubble land. Washington football team, yes, that is their new name.
Hope it sticks.
The PGA Tour is still going on. Pat McAfee gets in an argument with a pro wrestler on his show, and much, much, much more. But before we get into all that, the Tan and J-Man Show, like it is every week, is brought to you by The Damn Landing. Whether you want an epic burger, hand-tossed pizza, hand-breaded tenderloin, seafood, craft beer, or a handcrafted cocktail, The Damn Landing is the place to be. Josh and I were there on Friday night.
Delicious.
The Damn Landing is a bar and grill located on beautiful Lake Manitou that focuses on freshness and quality. And, of course, the damn smoke. They were offering ribs Friday night, but I went with the barbecue tenderloin, and you got the...
A tenderloin.
Just regular?
I don't remember. Nope. Bacon Gouda tenderloin.
There you go. That is not your regular tenderloin.
It was very Gouda.
But in addition to all that, you can wash it down with one of their 16 beers on tap, including a constant rotation of today's best microbrews and domestic flavors, or a handcrafted cocktail made using fresh ingredients, which I did with a Moscow Mule. It was very refreshing. Taking the fantastic views of Lake Manitou in their beer garden or outdoor bar area, whether it be by boat or by wheels, the Damn Landing is the place to be, located at 1305 Ewing Road in Rochester. If you want to do takeout, give them a call today at 574-223-8950.
They also have Taco Break open as well.
Yes, they do.
Their tacos are great. You ready to hear another probably disappointing trivia question?
Well, you told me it's NFL-based.
It is an NFL-based.
Like
I think it's a pretty good question. Our answers have been quite disappointing here lately.
More so you than me. But yes, I was really bad with my last one.
Question. In NFL history, just 2 wide receivers have hit 1,000 receiving yards in each of their first 6 seasons. Can you name those 2 wide receivers?
I'm already not liking my chances.
I think you have a shot to get one. The other guy might be a little tougher. But this is our first NFL question in a while, I think.
Yeah, it's nice to change it up a little bit.
Birdie Bogey is brought to you by Noble Gnome LLC. Fresh, locally grown, nutrient-dense produce from Bryce and Katie Romine of Mentone, Indiana. Please like them on Facebook. They've been putting a bunch of content out of where they're going to be, because
they've been everywhere.
Are selling sweet corn.
They've been everywhere, man.
Right now, Bryce plans on being at the corner of Main and 4th Street in front of Rochester Ford on Wednesday through Friday, 2 to 6 p.m. Mentone.
In Rochester, right?
I said in front of Rochester Ford in Rochester.
Well, okay.
Wednesday through Friday from 2 to 6. Mentone in front of the fire station, Wednesday through Friday, 1 to 7. Mentone Farmers Market, Saturday, 8 to 12. South End in front of Fiesta Cancun Mexican Restaurant on the corner of 31 and Ireland. And at the Warsaw Farmers Market, Saturday from 8 to 12. I assume they'll still be doing their usual vegetables as well, which as of a few weeks ago, they were doing fries, lettuce heads, Swiss chard, kale, cabbage, cucumbers, kohlrabi, turnips, beets, basil, cilantro, zucchini, and summer squash.
Whole bunch of stuff.
So you know what that means. Get your veggies.
Especially get your sweet corn, man.
I love
best
sweet
around.
corn.
It is awesome.
I've never tried their sweet corn.
You're missing out, dude.
I need
What
to.
is your problem?
I don't know. And you know what? I'm going to go.
Spokesman for them, and you have never tried their sweet corn.
Well, they've only been doing it a few weeks, haven't they?
Yeah.
That's what I thought. I haven't had time. I'm a busy,
haven't had time.
Busy fella. But they were selling sweet corn at the Noble Gnome Farm today until 6 p.m. Of course, that's over with. But
it's in the past.
Yes, they were selling it for, I think, a half dozen, $7. Or no, a half dozen is $4, a dozen is $7, and a bushel is $30. It's a good price for some delicious sweet corn.
Absolutely. All right. Ready for some On This Day?
Let's do it.
I have not looked at these.
That makes it more
I'm
fun.
not prepared. We're going to give a crack at it. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. A lot of Tour de France. Oh, boy.
Lance Armstrong.
Wow. Wow. This is not good.
This is kind of one of the dead periods right before, right between the MLB All-Star Game and training camp.
This is not good. On this day in 1954, who won the PGA Championship at Keller Golf Course?
Ben Hogan.
Chick Herbert.
Like I would have any shot at.
Never heard of him.
Me either.
Scored a 4-3 win over defending champion Walter Brickemo, I believe, in the Tuesday final.
Ah, Brickemo. Yeah.
Yeah, on this day in 1983, Gaylord Perry joined Nolan Ryan and Steve Carlton to reach 3,500 career strikeouts, and he also won his first game as a Royal.
Didn't know he pitched for the Royals. I know a guy who was teammates with him for the Mariners.
Yeah.
In the early 80s.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's the extent of my story. I apologize for even bringing it up.
On this day in 1984, the Reds' Pete Rose collected his record 3,503rd career single versus Philadelphia.
I was kind of talking about this with one of our good friends the other day, and it wasn't about Pete Rose, but Pete Rose and Tony Gwynn were kind of similar, and we were kind of talking about would Tony Gwynn have even lasted in today's Major League Baseball, where you have to hit home runs really to stay in the league or at least slug. I mean, his bat-to-ball skills were awesome, but
Great question.
He just slapped it the other way, and that doesn't happen as much anymore. Which is okay with me.
That is a great question. On this day in 1988, baseball star Tommy John commits a record 3 errors on one play as the Yankees rout the Brewers 16-3.
On one pitcher.
On one play, he had 3 errors.
A pitcher.
I want to go look that up on YouTube. I wonder if it's on there.
J-Man will do it right now.
I don't know anything about cricket, but this sounds cool. On this day in 1990, Tom Moody scores 100 in 26 minutes in county cricket world record.
I don't know.
No idea. On this day in 1992, the Houston Astros began a 26-game road trip to make room for the Republican National Convention.
What year was that?
1992. 26-game road trip.
I think that was H.W. Bush that did that.
It's a long time away from home.
The madness started when Tommy John fielded a ground ball by Milwaukee's Jeff Leonard. John bobbled the ball for the first error. Then upon finally picking up the ball, he threw it away for the second error. When Dave Winfield fielded the ball in right field, he threw home, trying to throw out the runner at the plate. John cut the ball off and threw it wide into the third base dugout, which accounted for his third error, tying a major league record for a pitcher in an inning. Tying a major league record.
Okay.
But they still won 16-3, so didn't hurt too bad.
No, that's a stomping. On this day in 1993, NBC TV was awarded the 1996 Olympic coverage for $456 million.
Was that the Atlanta one?
Yep.
I watched, have you ever seen the movie Richard Jewell?
Nope.
That was really good about the...
I know what it's about.
I'm trying to tell our viewers.
Go for it.
No.
Nope, go for it. Now you got it. You can't yell like that and not...
It's about a guy that was wrongly accused of being the bomber in Olympic. See, you just ruined it.
On this day in 1993 as well, New York Met Anthony Young won, ending his losing streak at 27 games.
Rest in peace.
On this day in 1996, bomb explodes at Atlanta Olympic Park. 1 killed, 110 injured. You were just saying that.
I was.
Let's see here. On this day in 1999, Tony Hawk became the first skateboarder to land a 900.
Dude, he was on the Joe Rogan Experience back in April or March. He was really good. He seems like a really good dude.
That guy doesn't age.
He doesn't. He looks the exact same. He's like 52.
New Tony Hawk video game coming out soon.
Dude, I got him when I was a kid, and I loved them.
They were fun.
Might have to splurge.
They were fun. A lot of good video games coming out soon, if you're into that sort of thing. And that's all we got for this week's On This Day. Not the most strong On This Day we've ever had. But
Smack last week was a lot better.
Yes.
For whatever reason. I think we had a lot of Wimbledons.
We did.
Or U.S. Opens.
Well, I was going to say we should have some PGA Championship with that coming up next week, but that would have been already probably played. No, in the past it was played in August. Yeah. It's supposed to be played in May now, but COVID kind of pushed everything back.
COVID's ruined everything.
It really has. But the On This Day is brought to you by Proforma Print House. If you're looking for a trustworthy, dependable resource for your next trade show, company picnic, or sales meeting, Proforma Print House has over 50 years combined experience in promotional products and commercial print. They strive for fast and efficient response to all of your print needs. You need to look no further. Let them be your one-source print and promotional company. Call them today at 574-210-3815. Thought I'd bring an example of one of the things I've got through them at the bank. Very nice and popular. Vacuum-sealed water bottle. Keeps your ice really cold. So, very high-quality products. Great service. You will not be disappointed. Give them a call, 574-210-3815.
You're like the Price is Right girl. He was.
Not the Price is Right girl.
Isn't
the Wheel of Fortune.
Well, yeah, Vanna White, but didn't on Price is Right, don't they win
Oh,
stuff?
yeah, Price is Right. When you said that, I was thinking Jeopardy in my head. I was like,
Jeopardy's
Alex doesn't
not,
have any women on there. Yes.
I'm sorry.
No, I screwed that up. I apologize.
Baseball season started.
Yes.
We got 4 days worth. Essentially 3 games.
We're both wearing shirts of division leaders.
Of your favorite squad, the Colorado Rockies.
Not my favorite, my second favorite, but as
much
of right now,
as much as you talk about them,
now, I'd pick a punishment for you.
We have 57 games left.
Yep, maybe.
If the season were to get canceled, the bet is obviously.
I don't know. That one stated last week. I don't think that was stated in the writing.
Well, if we play a week worth of games.
You're pretty darn confident, man.
I'm extremely confident. They played a really bad team as well over the week, although the really bad teams won. So the
Orioles took 2 or 3 to the Red Sox.
The Tigers took 2 or 3 from the team that had the best odds to win the World Series in the NL Central, the Cincinnati Reds. The Marlins took 2 or 3 from the Phillies, and now their whole roster is on their deathbed, essentially, it feels like.
We will get into that in a moment.
But I wish I would have seen this last week. But I saw a Twitter thing that had, will any of these 60-game records be broken this year? So I have a few of them here. I have almost 10 of them. Best record in a 60-game stretch was 52-8.
Nobody's beating up.
The 1906 Cubs and 1912 Giants. I would 100% agree. This is the first time that we've been 4 days into a season. It's the first time since 1954 that every team has a loss.
Yes, I did read that. That's pretty crazy.
And they only had 16 teams back then. So, most homers in a 60-game stretch, you can probably guess who it is.
Bonds.
Barry Bonds, 2001, hit 35 homers in a 60-game stretch.
Don't think that's going to happen.
Not getting touched.
Except Giancarlo, he's only got 2. I was gonna say.
Nelson Cruz has 3.
Did not know that. He's old.
He's 40. Oh, I have a few stats coming up. He keeps on raking, though. Most hits in a 60-game stretch, 120. That's 2 hits a game.
Wow.
Can you guess who it was?
How many again?
120.
Ichiro.
Ichiro in 2004.
You know, he's the last person. No, never mind. I don't know. I forget what that stat was I saw about him. Take it back.
Most team homers, 136. Last year's New York Yankees.
Yeah, they're not touching that.
The ball was juiced last year, and it sure does not feel like the ball is juiced this year because it's just not flying nearly as well. Most RBIs, 92.
Wow.
Lou Gehrig.
Wow, back in the day, too.
1930. Most steals, 63.
Ricky
Anderson. No. Most walks, Bonds.
Yeah.
90 in 60
And
games.
these aren't getting touched.
Highest average is not getting touched. Roger Hornsby at 492.
Yeah, I was going to say, you thought we'd see
games.
somebody flirt at 400, but 492 is another stratosphere.
Most strikeouts, Nolan Ryan. 180 in a 60-game stretch. Wonder how many starts that was. Yeah, 180 strikeouts. Let's say he made 14 starts in a 60-game stretch, which that might not even – it might even be closer, like 12 or 13. 14 –
Watch him do math. This is
14.
fun.
That's 12 strikeouts a start.
It's close to 13. It was like 12.8.
Yeah, 12 point, almost 13 strikeouts. That's insane. I mean, 14's a lot, but of course back then they probably threw more. Most saves, 29. John Wetland, Yankee, 96.
I could see that one maybe.
Absolutely. Although teams are hesitant to use their closer on 3 days in a row when they need him, so I'm honestly surprised that wasn't Eric Gagne or K-Rod, because K-Rod had like 62 in a season once, which is insane. But those are some that I don't think will be, any of them will be broken. Fun to talk about, though. A couple more things. As I said, 4 days into the season, everyone has a loss. Orioles, Tigers, and Marlins all.
Nobody's undefeated, of course, since everybody has a loss.
That as well. Marlins had, I wrote this down yesterday, 4 players tested positive and postponed their trip back to Miami. Now they're up to what?
14, I believe,
14
of players,
total.
staff.
I think it's 12 players. Their game tonight has been canceled, and the Yankees-Phillies have been canceled because that's where the Marlins played.
See, the Marlins were fine in their, spring training 2.0, but once they went to Atlanta, one person got it, and then
it spreads.
I don't know how
outbreak.
you stop it when you're traveling from city to city.
And the testing thing is just not. It's not. I don't know the word I want to use. It's not ideal. Because you wait a day. And really, if you're feeling sick or something, you probably shouldn't play. I mean,
no, you shouldn't play. There's nothing. I mean,
they had 4 players test positive before the game yesterday. They found out, and they still played.
Yeah,
that was
that's
stupid.
just dumb. They kind of did themselves.
And it was up to the Marlins where they want to do it.
There was a group text message.
MLB wouldn't step in because Rob Manfred's an idiot.
I mean, I don't really know what else they could have done. I feel like they still could have prepared for all this a little better. Sure. I don't know.
But it's the first time they've ever had to deal with it.
I know. But they had to know it was going to come sooner or later.
I think we all kind of thought what happens when the first outbreak, or what will happen when the first outbreak happens. And we still don't know because we haven't heard anything. Their game, they will not be playing in South Florida, I know, tomorrow as well, and it sounds like they're going to play in Baltimore. I mean, the Marlins are a bad team, but still, you don't want to see half their roster be out.
No, and I was thinking about this today. The NFL is going to have challenges too. The advantage of the NFL is they have one game a week.
That does help.
And they can
Absolutely.
really isolate those guys that weekend, wherever they are. Baseball, you're going to play 2 or 3.
Mm-hmm.
So
baseball, you're going to play 6.
Well, 2 or 3 at a different one location at one time.
Okay, yeah, I get you.
Yeah.
And I mean, I've heard a lot of people praising the NBA. It's so much easier to have a bubble when you only invited how many teams?
But I will say the NBA is top notch when it comes to organizing things.
I wish Adam Silver would run for president this year, to be honest. He knows what the heck he's doing.
And the NHL's done a good job, too. Zero positive cases.
And it's easy for them to create a bubble where it's impossible for the NFL.
How's soccer doing so well?
I don't know.
Very little, if any, cases. And they're traveling. I don't get that. Maybe it's just luck of the draw.
Couldn't tell you.
I don't know. But it is frustrating when you see other countries got their stuff under control when it comes to sports, but we're trying.
And I know the Korean Baseball League is allowing fans for the first time.
PGA Tour's had a few, but they've had 3 tournaments in a row with no positive cases.
Yeah, which that was one I think they could have been playing a lot earlier, and I've said this many times.
I think the player just didn't want to.
Which I 100% understand. But it's my whole point is it's the one sport where you could easily social distance and all that. I did read on Twitter today that because Anthony Rizzo's a cancer survivor, they're thinking about having him wear a mask at all times and have players that reach first base wear a mask as well, just to try to, hope he doesn't get it. Just in case.
Will we see other guys opt out due to today's events?
I think so. We should have been prepared because this whole time everyone said, positive cases are going to happen. We just need to stay calm. It happens. People freak out.
Yeah, Twitter was something else today.
Freak out. Honestly, Twitter felt like March 12th or whatever
it was getting there.
Whatever the date it was that everything shut down.
Well, and I don't know if it was the same on your Twitter timeline. Probably a little different because you probably follow a lot more baseball than I do. But mine was all, what's this mean for the NFL?
Yeah.
What's going to happen to the NFL? That's all anybody cared about. It wasn't even the sport that's happening too.
And I honestly wish NFL guys would stop tweeting about baseball just because it annoys me when NFL guys do that don't know a thing about baseball and they just try to give their 2 cents. Shut up. Just shut up, please. Social media has been a nightmare it's been a nightmare for a decade now.
I really wish it wasn't around a lot of times.
It's the worst thing that's ever happened to this
I'm happy
world.
It's around for our podcast.
It does make it more fun. Follow us on Twitter, please.
And Instagram. At Tim and J Man Show.
Yes, and like us on. Like us on.
Let's say we have few. We're just always trying to grow our audience.
When's the last time we got a Twitter follower?
I'll look it up.
Anyway, getting back to the baseball talk, Nelson Cruz is 40 years old, and through the first 3 games, he is slashing .538, .571, 1.385 with 3 homers and 10 RBIs. 40 years old. He's one of only 2 players in Major League Baseball history to have a game with 2 homers
a couple weeks ago
and 2 doubles in the same game at 40 years of age or older. Can you name who that was?
I didn't pay attention to a single word you said.
Nelson Cruz is one of only 2 players with 2 homers and 2 doubles in a single game at age 40 years or older since who?
Oh, Frank Thomas.
Ricky Henderson.
I don't know. Frank played till he was 40, but he had he had some power on the Blue Jays and the A's towards the end of his career.
Yeah, but I don't think he could leg out any sort of double. So
ground rule double. That's what I was going for.
But transitioning to the Cubs, wrote down a few notes here. Game 1, Tanner and I watched together. I've never seen
Fortunately.
Kyle Hendricks that it was pretty low stress.
Have you noticed Cub pitchers have really good performances when I watch games with you?
I watched Jake Arrieta's no-hitter with you in Cincinnati in 2016.
I don't know. That's kind of what I was referring to.
But the professor, Kyle Hendricks, really schooled the Milwaukee Brewers through a complete game, 3-hit shutout. Hendricks is just one of 2 pitchers in the last 30 years to throw a complete game shutout without allowing a walk on opening day. Who was the last one to do it?
Cole Hamels?
Clayton Kershaw.
I don't know. I just threw out a name.
He struck out 9 to go along with 12 ground outs, only allowed 4 fly balls the entire game. It's insane how underrated this guy is. He is one of only 4 starting pitchers to have an ERA below 3.50 in each of the last 4 seasons. Can you name the other 3?
No.
Scherzer, Kershaw, Verlander.
How about the 3
then
best?
Kyle freaking Hendricks has a career ERA of 3.11. It is 6th best in Major League Baseball since he entered the league in 2014. Never made an all-star team. Never on any preseason Cy Young betting odd top 30 list, which is insane. He had the same Cy Young betting odds as Jose Quintana did coming into this year. Blatant disrespect.
Yeah, sounds like it.
And he's one of only 3 pitchers since 1901 to have 9+ strikeouts and 0 walks in a shutout. Bob Gibson in 1966.
Maddox.
And Chris Short. I've never heard of Chris Short. He did it in 1968.
I hope he's really tall.
Google him, Chris Short, or go on Baseball Reference.
I hope he's tall.
I think he's a short, low fella. Maybe not short, low fella. He's probably like 6 foot. I couldn't call that short. That's taller than I am. Offense looked okay in game 1.
6'4".
6'4". That's a pretty tall, short guy.
I will never call anybody 6'4" short.
Anthony Rizzo hit a homer. Ian Happ hit a homer. Game 2 wasn't as fun for me. Yu Darvish did not have great command at all.
Pooh.
I knew that was coming. I knew it was coming.
I can't help it.
He had such a great second half last year, and he had really good stuff on Saturday, but had no clue where it was going, and it blew up on him in the 4th inning. You could kind of see it coming. Bullpen was atrocious. Gave up 5 runs in 5 innings. But they used 3 guys that did not have a AAA ERA above 4.21 last year. And so you put those guys in a bullpen, that's what's going to happen.
Yeah, it's preparing for a disaster there.
Offense had many opportunities, but only scored, I think, 3 runs. Yesterday, Game 3 was a lot more fun for me. Tyler Chatwood was awesome.
Yeah, I was surprised when you tweeted about that.
He was really good last year as well.
When he throws strikes.
Yeah,
it's a big part of the game.
6 innings, only gave up 1 run, 8 strikeouts, only 2 walks. Bullpen was scary. I mean, Cubs were only up 4, winds blowing out, 15 miles an hour.
Yeah, I thought the Brewers came back and tied the game
did not happen.
By your tweets, and then I checked. I'm like, oh, it's still 5-1.
Casey Sadler.
Josh is back.
Casey Sadler comes in, walks 2 to start the inning. Thinking, here we go. I mean, and Christian Yelich was looming. That's why it was getting a little nerve-wracking. Luckily, Kyle Ryan came in and got a double play to get out of it. Wilson Contreras hit a 450-foot homer. Rizzo hit another one. Ian Happ hit another one. Really like Ian Happ in there.
Chris Bryant's got to get going.
I think he'll be fine. It was a much-needed series. I'm going to talk about him.
Josh said the worst thing that happened to him was having a kid.
was having a baby. Much-needed series win against a division opponent to start the season. Wilson Contreras, I want to talk about him a little bit. He looks so much improved behind the plate this year.
You got your MVP shirts printed, didn't you?
Maybe. Mm-hmm. Worked all off-season in quarantine on his pitch framing with new coach Craig Driver. He looks like a guy that could really climb up the board on pitch framing lists at the end of the year. He, last year, was one of I think he was 4th to last in pitch framing metrics. They hired Craig Driver, who was a coach for the Phillies. He drastically improved Jorge Alfaro's pitch framing and JT Realmuto's pitch framing, where they're both now top 15 guys in baseball, where before they weren't even in the top 40. So hopefully he has really helped Wilson kind of figure it out. As I said, Happ and Rizzo hit 2 bombs this weekend. Really like Nico Horner. He continues to prove that he belongs. He had 2 hits yesterday. Plays really good defense at second. KB, as Tanner said, really struggled. He went 1 for 14. They held Christian Yelich largely intact. He did hit a 2-run homer on Saturday. But the 2 former MVPs went a combined 3 for 27.
Not ideal. Not great, Bob.
It's not great, Bob. Start a 4-game series against the Reds tonight. They were supposed to start at 6:40 Eastern time, but they are currently in a rain delay.
You got your wish.
I did get my wish. I was hoping to kind of have a rain delay until I could get home. Tonight, though, Lester, the old lefty versus lefty Wade Miley.
I bet he struggles throwing the first.
That is the most overblown narrative created by Buster Olney, one of my least favorite baseball guys.
I'm just saying, man. I bet he struggles throwing to first.
He does struggle throwing to first.
Safe bet on my part.
They have a much different lineup because it's the first time they faced a lefty. I know David Bodie's playing third. I think Bryant's left.
Forgot he was on the team.
He had a really good second half last year as well. Albert Almora.
I don't remember the baseball season last year. It seems like it was 10 years ago.
It's been 10 years. Albert Almora's in center. Steven Souza is playing instead of Jason Hayward. Schwarber is still DHing, which I'm a big fan of that. Then tomorrow night they have Alec Mills versus Tyler Mahle. Then a huge matchup on Wednesday, if you can call it a huge matchup 5 games into the year.
Why not?
Kyle Hendricks for Sonny Gray, 2 really good pitchers. And then another.
Sonny Gray was awful as a Yankee.
Another good, because they wanted him to throw a.
Yeah, I know it.
What was it? Did they want him to throw a curveball and he didn't? And he wanted
something like that. Yeah, they mess with his pitches.
That's the Yankees, though, man.
Yeah, whatever.
Can't have beards. Can't throw sliders.
Just win, baby.
Thursday.
Which they haven't done in 11 years.
10 decades. 10 decades. 10 years.
11
years. Darvish versus Castillo, Luis Castillo on Thursday. That'll be a good one. Need to find a way to split. So hopefully that covers it for this week.
If you're not watching this podcast, if you're listening to audio, please just go check this week's out. See some of J-Man shenanigans.
ISC Sports Network. Free on the ISC Sports Network.
And on the ISC Sports Network Facebook page and Twitter. At least for a couple days.
And their free app as well.
Yep.
Download it.
Roku, Chromecast, Apple TV.
All sorts of places.
All those.
You can see my handsome mug and Tanner's schnoz.
And if you're listening
on the TV,
if you're listening on an Apple Podcast, stop what you're doing right now. Go give us a rating and review. I know you won't, but you should. Because if we get to 50, we'll do a giveaway. I'm not going to stop harping until we get there.
we have to come up with a good giveaway.
Yeah, we will, but people got to start rating us. It's not that hard. You go there, you search for the Tan and J-Man Show on Apple Podcast. You scroll down, there's a rating, there's a star rating. You click whatever you want, preferably 5 stars. Helps us out a lot, but there you go.
Commissioner Rob Manfred just came out with this statement.
Oh, boy.
We expected we were going to have positives at some point in time.
Really?
I remain optimistic that the protocols are strong enough that it will allow us to play even through an outbreak like this and complete our season. We have some theories as to what might have happened. Nothing definitive at this point. MLB Commissioner Rob Manfred said they're doing additional testing with the Marlins. If the testing results are acceptable, the Marlins will resume play in Baltimore on Wednesday against the Orioles.
Be interesting to follow.
It's a strange time.
Yep.
Strange time.
It's weird seeing what the different teams are doing in their parks. Cardboard cutouts, nothing, stuffed animals.
Another thing that
All types of
happened
things.
that I didn't even think could be a possibility, the Brewers and Cubs kind of got into a little dust up, and it's because with no fans there, each dugout can hear each other yelling at each other.
Yeah.
Didn't even cross my mind that could be a possibility. So what the Cubs do, they crank the crowd noise up a little.
Not
louder.
a fan of the virtual crowd.
Fox did a horrendous job. I don't know why they're trying to fake us into thinking it's actually
17th stretch is weird at Wrigley now.
Yeah, they had Bill Murray on Friday with his big bear
Cub, big cub.
stuffed animal
Yeah.
bear. Strange times. Adam Duvall of the Braves hit a cardboard cutout of a dog right in the head.
There's another one that got hit in the head too, but it was a person, and they asked if they can get the ball, which I think they should get the ball.
Most teams have been doing that.
Yeah, if the
Like
ball
season,
goes in your seat.
like season ticket holders if it hits their seat or something. I saw a picture. I think it was in Oakland. A guy was leaping at the wall, and behind him were a bunch of like stuffed animals and cardboard cutouts. And some guy in the caption was, "Try to explain this 6 months
Yep.
ago."
or it says, try to explain this in 10 years.
In 10 years as
Yeah,
well. Yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna be fun.
Crazy times.
National Basketball Association cranking up this week on Friday. They're back.
Friday is when it starts.
31st. They've been playing exhibitions for the last week or so.
I actually like what they're doing with. They have like screens all the way
Yeah,
around.
it looks pretty neat.
Yeah, it looks nice.
NHL looks neat too. How they're going to do their hubs are in Vegas and one of the cities in Canada.
Ottawa,
I don't remember.
Calgary,
I honestly don't remember.
Toronto.
You can say them all. I don't know which one it is.
That's not the city.
But here's CBS Sports Power Rankings for the NBA. You got the Bucks, Fear the Deer at number 1. They have 53-12 record. Number 2, the LA Lakers, 49-14 record. Number 3, the Toronto Raptors, 46-18 record. Number 4, the LA Clippers, 44-20 record. Number 5, the Boston Celtics, 43-21 record. Number 6, the Philadelphia 76ers, who I think I picked to win the finals before the year started, 39-26 record. Number 7, the Miami Heat, 41-24. Number 8, the surprise team of the year, in my opinion, the Oklahoma City Thunder at 40-24. I thought they were going to be garbage. Number 9, the Houston Rockets at 40-24. Number 10, the Denver Nuggets at 43-22.
Thunder have better odds than the Rockets.
Yep.
After losing old Russ, trading Russ for Paul.
Yep. Number 11, Dallas Mavericks at 40-27. Number 12, the Jazz at 41-23. Number 13, the Pelicans at 28-36. The West is just dominating. Number 14, the Memphis Grizzlies at 32-33. Then you got the Indiana Pacers at number 15, 39-26.
How are they below? Because is Dippo not playing then?
Well, he's played in both scrimmages. He scored 16 points in 28 minutes yesterday.
Who isn't playing for them?
Sabonis.
Sabonis isn't?
He had to leave the bubble for some reason. I don't know if he's going to be back.
What about Brogdon? For some reason, I thought Brogdon was.
Well, he had COVID at one time.
Oh, that might be.
The Kings are at 16 with 28-36. Magic at 17 with 30-35. Blazers at 18, 29-37. Nets at 19, 30-34. Spurs at 20, 27-36. Suns at 21, 26 and 39, and the Wizards at 22 at 24 and 40. I believe all the other teams did not get invited. That includes the Hornets, Bulls, Hawks, Timberwolves, Knicks, who got a new coach, Tommy Thibodeau. Poor guy.
Man, he might be the guy
Cavs
that can
28,
do it.
Warriors 29, and Pistons 30th.
Man, I think Tibbs can do it if they can get some players.
5-year contract.
Knicks fans are confident they'll land Giannis.
Knicks fans are always confident they're going to get every free agent. When's the last time a good free agent has gone to New York?
We're going to win the lottery and draft Zion Williamson.
Yeah. When's the last time a good free agent has gone to New York?
Was Carmelo traded?
Traded. Was it Marbury?
It might be.
Nobody wants to play there.
That is one
garbage
of the more
franchise.
Unlikable franchises.
Garbage.
In this little bubble, they do have a snitch line.
Yep.
Snitching seems like a very LeBron thing to do.
Yeah.
He just seems like a guy that would like to snitch.
It's his league, dude.
Lou Williams, his whole Twitter account has been about stay in the bubble, wear a mask. Where was he caught? On Thursday, he Jamal Tinsley'd it and was picked up on video cams at a gentleman's club in Orlando. And now he has to quarantine for 10 to 14 days.
Hope it was worth it for him.
Rashawn Holmes, I think that's his name, for the Sacramento Kings, who were invited.
Couldn't name him any Kings.
I think his name's Rashawn Holmes. I'm not.
They have 2,000 to 1 odds.
He tweeted, "Do not cross the bubble line." What'd he do? Went and crossed the bubble line to pick up his food.
Oh, yeah. He's, by like a foot or something.
Yes, and then he got in trouble.
Yep.
J.R. Smith as well. He
back.
did something on Instagram. I forget what it was. He went Instagram Live, and the NBA called him and said, dude, they're real mad. Don't go on Instagram Live, because he was doing something. I think it was something with alcohol.
When Dwight Howard's been caught without a mask on Instagram. Lakers.
This is how sports get canceled.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see if they can get this thing going and finished. It's going to be interesting. I'm actually kind of looking forward to watching it.
They are the most likely to
finish.
Actually.
In hockey, I would say.
Yeah, hockey.
I don't know how the two actual hubs are going to work, but.
Canada is doing a lot better job, of course. They said no, the Blue Jays can't play, and now they're going to be the Buffalo Blue Jays for a year, which will be weird. Buffalo.
They're not playing Pittsburgh?
Nope, not playing Pittsburgh, not playing Baltimore. They're
How'd I
playing
miss that?
In Buffalo. Pennsylvania said nope.
I didn't see that.
Not happening.
Didn't see that, nor do I really care. But
I don't either.
Yeah, it's just weird times, man.
It'll be. They don't have a home game till I think August 11th is their first where they can actually play in Buffalo.
Before I forget this, what do you think of the Washington football team as the nickname for Washington's pro football team?
Dude, it's probably better than any name they're going to come up with.
Pretty original. It's only for this year, unless they really like it, then it can stick, but gives them more time, buys them more time to come up with a logo and a name.
I just don't. It's not going to. Football team's not going to stick.
I mean, football
club sounds
they
better.
Kept their colors, literally just changed the emblem off their helmet, put the numbers on there.
Yeah.
Wonder how much merchandise. They'll probably sell quite a bit.
You know,
because it's a
1 year thing.
Yeah, it'll be worth some money someday.
It'll kind of be like buying a Jordan 45 jersey.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Another team name thing, the Seattle Kraken.
Yeah.
Hockey franchise.
NHL's 32nd team.
Yes.
Now has a name. Actually, pretty cool logo. At first, it might not pop to the eye, but the more you look at it, it's got some details.
I love it.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. J-Man's on the bandwagon.
Huge Seattle Kraken fan. Love the city. Love hockey.
No, you don't.
Love Kraken. Isn't that what
Gary Sanchez nicknames the Kraken?
I don't like it as a nickname for a player, but
where were you getting there with the Kraken?
For a team, I like the name.
I thought you were gonna say, isn't that the name?
Yeah, isn't that the Gary Sanchez thing? I was gonna ask, isn't that the nickname of a Yankees player?
It is. It is.
Kraken.
Golf had another tournament over the weekend. The 3M. I don't know, 3M tournament, 3M Invitational, but Michael Thompson won his second career PGA Tour victory, first since 2013. You may have heard of his sister, Lexi Thompson, one of the better LPGA players in the world.
Can honestly say I have not, unfortunately.
So good for him. Pretty cool to see him get excited. And now he's 20th in the PGA Tour Power Rankings for the WGC FedEx St. Jude Invitational. It's the last tournament before the first major of the year, which is the PGA Championship.
I thought you were going to break out into Hey Jude.
Nah, I'll save that for you.
St. Jude.
Number 19, Matthew Wolff. Number 18, Patrick Reed. Number 17, Tommy Fleetwood. Number 16, Ian Poulter. Number 15, Billy Horschel. Number 14, Tony Finau, a guy that tied for third this past week. He was solo 8th at the Memorial. So he's getting close, but he just can't win.
Who was it?
Finau.
Oh.
Jason Day is number 13. It's nice to see him playing well again. Victor Hovland, number 12. J-Man's Booket's favorite guy, Rory McIlroy, number 11.
This will be the J-Man's Book It prediction of the week. Rory's going to win this one.
Is he?
Take it to the bank.
I really hope there's no way, but somehow he figures out this show that there's a guy that makes his Book It prediction every week that he's going to win, and he has never won.
Book It. J-Man's Book It prediction of the week is brought to you by Indiana Farm Bureau insurance agent Travis Watching. Life, home, auto, renters, business, workers' comp, and farm. Contact Travis at 219-869-4561. His email is travis.watching@infb.com. Book it!
Got young stud Colin Morikawa at number 10.
Has he missed a cut since winning? Because he had that. He probably doesn't have the streak.
I don't think he played good at the Memorial the very next week, last week. So, Matthew Fitzpatrick at number 9. Xander Schauffele, number 8. Patrick Cantlay, number 7. Daniel Berger, number 6. Webb Simpson, number 5. Terrell Hatton, number 4. Mr. Muscle himself, Bryson DeChambeau, number 3. Newly world number 1, John Rahm, number 2. And this guy, I feel like he's always around the top 5 in power rankings, Justin Thomas, number 1.
Didn't he win a few weeks ago? Or no, he blew
He lost to Morikawa in the playoff.
Yeah.
Some other big names that didn't make the power rankings, you got Brooks Koepka, Dustin Johnson, Jordan Spieth, who turned 27 today, Gary Woodland, Ricky Fowler, Mark Leishman, Henrik Stenson.
Who you picking there, T-Dog?
Oh, man, there's a couple others. Justin Rose, Adam Scott. Oh, no, Justin Rose, Adam Scott, Lee Westwood, Tiger Woods all passed on this tournament. Excuse me. Who am I picking? The St. Jude Classic.
Where is this played?
Memphis. I think. Let's go with Patrick Reed.
Captain America. Isn't that his nickname?
Yep, Captain America. He's due for a win.
Shelby County, Tennessee.
He got tied for 12th here last year.
Also known as Memphis.
All right, I thought I was right, but sometimes I'm pretty confident in my golf knowledge and it backfires on me. So, but it should be another fun tournament to watch before we finally get the first major of the year out in San Francisco next week, Harding Park. So, yeah.
Big fan of San Francisco.
Never been.
It's a cool city.
Never been to California.
Of course, I haven't been there since like 2004, so.
Never been to California.
Alcatraz is awesome, though. Play that much.
Do you have anything else you want to hit on?
No, man.
No?
I know you have a soundbite for us that you want
I
to
do.
talk
I got to
about.
get this hooked up, so take it away for like 30 seconds.
Few scores around the Major League Baseball. The San Diego Padres are about to take 3 of 4 from the Arizona Diamondbacks. Padres team could be clicking. The Washington Nationals are losing again. They're down 2-0 to the Toronto Blue Jays. As I said, Cubs are in a rain delay in Cincinnati. Looks like it's going to clear here pretty soon. Brewers are in Pittsburgh this week as well. I don't know who the St. Louis Cardinals play. A bunch of games have been postponed. The White Sox, Indians, Yankees, Phillies, of course the Orioles, Marlins. But I got it all hooked up there, man.
I think we're ready to roll here.
All righty.
And part of the reason I'm playing this is Pat McAfee's pretty popular in the state of Indiana. Former Colts punter.
Former punter.
Then he worked for Barstool Sports. Now he has his own show, the Pat McAfee Show. He had a WWE NXT wrestler, former champion until a few weeks ago, Adam Cole, on his show this week or this past week. And these two have butted heads on WWE television because Pat did a few things with the WWE in the past. And
I forgot he did that.
Yeah, a little bit. He wasn't very good. I thought he was going to be really good at it, and he wasn't.
Now it makes so much more sense that they did this interview. I completely forgot.
A lot of people forget that they've had 3 run-ins in the past on little segments. But he did an interview, and I mean, he's usually a pretty calm-headed guy outside of the WWE world where he's a heel, a.k.a. a bad guy. So it was kind of surprising at first to see it, and he did actually a really good job at selling this. But these 2 sound bites are from the Pat McAfee show. So
of all people to say that I surrounded myself with really great talent, and that's the reason I succeeded. Of all people, what a punter.
Whoa.
You being on a team that literally did everything. You just happen to kick a football every now and then, and all of a sudden you feel like you're really, really important. Of all people to say that to me, that I surround myself with super talented people, and that's the only reason that I was successful. You're a psycho.
Whoa. We didn't say only reason. We said
it's
main reason.
Main reason. That's exactly what you're saying.
And since you just kind of took a little jab there at my profession,
You've been taking jabs at me this whole show. No. I was the longest reigning NXT champion of all time. And guess who did that all by themselves? Oh, that's right, me. Did it all by myself.
No, don't believe that. We've watched the takeovers, Adam. The Undisputed Era is the main reason why you've succeeded. But by the way, smart. That's good business. Hey, that's business, baby. That's very smart. Well, and especially for you, because, you're kind of small.
Oh, we're going to go with the size thing now.
You, Pat. Seriously, I'm sick of your shit. I come the whole way here, take time away from my family to come to do your stupid show. And you're going to continue to disrespect me. Don't touch me.
Whoa. Adam Cole just tweeted a message. What do we have, like 45 seconds right now? Mm-hmm. He wrote out in a notes section, he tweeted. This is the first time we have heard from Adam Cole, by the way, since he stormed out of here after pushing Ty. I've had the weekend to think about everything, and it's still hard to put into words where to begin. First of all, to anyone that I offended, I apologize. Oh, that's me then, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm. I apologize because I represent a brand that commands respect, not just because of what we do in the ring, but how we handle ourselves outside the ring. Even though he continued to push my buttons, not true. I still should have kept my composure and acted like a professional. I'm embarrassed by my reaction. I will make sure something like that never happens again. Thanks for the continued support, everyone. We didn't have a continued support, but I think he did just apologize to us, which is very nice of him.
I don't like that he just said he instead of your name.
Uncomfortable.
Are you a Pat McAfee fan?
He's all right. Take him or leave him.
I kind of find him annoying.
He's a little annoying. He's no longer associated with Barstool, right?
Correct. He's on his own now.
I don't like many of the Barstool guys. And he is on his own. Sometimes, depending on who he has on his show, I'll listen. But for the most part, take him or leave him.
Yeah, but he is very popular. Gets a lot of listens. His show's very popular on Sirius XM, I believe it's on. But yeah, it's crazy how after Adam Cole came out with this statement this morning apologizing, it was on like every sports talk radio show today.
There's not much going on.
No, there's not. And that's why I think the WWE planted these seeds to do it and get some recognition because AEW's coming. They're on their tails.
There is no doubt in my mind that was completely staged.
I agree.
I will say, I crap on pro wrestlers and their acting chops.
Yeah, they're not good.
Although I think The Rock is much better. Dave Bautista is atrocious.
John Cena's getting
John Cena is also atrocious.
I wouldn't say atrocious, but
he's pretty bad.
He's in the new Fast and Furious next year.
Maybe they keep making those movies.
Yeah, well, they were supposed to already be out this year.
But I thought Adam Cole did a phenomenal job pulling it off.
He's a special talent.
He pushed the mic down.
He broke the mic. I'm sure that wasn't planned, but it happens.
And if you go and watch the video, Cole pushes one of the McAfee guys, and that's kind of what sold it that it wasn't real because there's just for one, the guy would not go over and confront a guy that's a professional wrestler.
You wouldn't think.
And it seems like McAfee would have got up and tried to, but
he did have his partition in front of him.
Oh, he did.
Yeah, his social distancing.
And the fact that McAfee called him small.
Yep.
That just he wouldn't do that. You wouldn't think.
I think if this plays out like I think, you'll see McAfee on. Well, if he can with COVID and everything on WWE television, on NXT, and they're going to play off this small angle. Adam Cole's too small to get over the hump or win the big one or whatever, even though he was champion for over a year or whatever. But that's where I think it's going. But it might be nothing. If so, then that's really a head-scratcher.
Right.
Because usually you want to use celebrities or sports figures as angles, like Rob Gronkowski. He signed a 3-year deal. He was supposed to actually have a big match upcoming next month, but he signed with the Tampa Bay. So
He's now 95 overall on Madden.
yeah, that's a joke. But yeah, it's one of those entertainment angles, and it's getting pub. It's not quite at the Jim Everett, Jim Rome segment.
Call me Chris one
which
more
we
time.
still don't know if it was planned or not.
I don't think it was planned. I don't think they'd have him attack
Yeah.
Jim like that.
Man, it got ratings and publicity.
I will say Jim Everett did kind of have a smirk on his face the whole time.
But I don't think it was planned either, but it's just one of those things nobody really has said if it was or not.
I hope this wasn't scripted and it was a legitimate fight, because that makes it far more more interesting to me.
Yeah. It did take over Twitter that day, though. That was interesting. Just
got to be honest, didn't see a thing about it.
I follow a lot of wrestling things on Twitter, so that's probably why. Because I don't follow any Colts. Or I don't know if I follow Barstool or not. No, I don't follow McAfee.
I don't follow McAfee either.
Yeah.
I do find his shtick a little old. Gets a little old.
Yeah. He does bring a nice entertainment value to College Game Day.
Yeah,
Which, man, I'm going to miss that show this year.
100% like him in the booth calling games as well, because I think he's entertaining. But I don't listen to his show that much. I work with a guy that swears by and listens to every single minute every time he has a show.
Sure, there's a lot of people like that. I mean,
and he's made far more money doing this than he did playing football.
Yeah, he made a good career choice a few years ago when he stepped away. But I thought it was funny that Adam Cole called him out for being a punter, because he did try to be a flashy punter.
Yeah, he was the most flashy, the flashiest.
Or Marquette King.
He fizzled out.
Yes, he did.
Quick, didn't
Went
he?
to Denver, lasted 4 games, never punted again in the NFL. Well, he might have got picked up by somebody for like 2 games last year, but I don't remember. But he was a jerk to the Denver media right away and got off to a bad start. And yeah.
St. Louis Battlehawks.
Oh, okay.
XFL.
XFL. All right. That lasted a couple games.
Yeah, didn't play in the NFL last year.
Yep.
He was a huge name there for about 30 seconds, and then.
Yeah, he had some swagger to him too, with punt with gloves and everything.
I don't know why punters try to be something they're not.
I don't know. They're players too, Josh.
Are they? They kick a ball.
Now you're sounding like Adam Cole.
I think McAfee could take me though.
Yeah, probably.
I wouldn't want to try.
Nah, have no reason to.
Got anything else, or do you want to hear Birdie Bogey and ponder it for a few minutes?
Yeah, I'm not gonna ponder it for a few minutes, but yeah.
Let's see here. There have only been 2 players in NFL history to start 2 wide receivers. I'm going to start over. In NFL history, just 2 wide receivers have hit 1,000 receiving yards in each of their first 6 seasons. Who are those players? Wide receivers.
This is hard. You thought I was at least going to get a par. I'm not confident.
Just think of one of the greatest receivers ever.
I have 8 that come to my head. 8. I mean, that's the problem.
And the other guy is a current NFL player.
Yeah. I'm going to try the current one.
Okay.
Larry Fitzgerald.
No. Got a Hall of Famer? Guess?
Jerry Rice.
Randy Moss. And Mike Evans.
Oh, I could have guessed 10 guys. Wouldn't guess Evans, who got into it today
Bogey.
with Keenan
Allen.
Allen.
Keenan Allen called out a bunch of really good receivers.
Keenan Allen's a moron.
He's really good, though.
Yeah, but he is bad with media. He doesn't shut up.
He's not better than Mike Evans.
No, he's not.
He might be a better receiver than Tyreek Hill, though. Like
overall wide receiver.
Pure,
because
pure
Tyreek's
receiver.
speed.
He's just fast.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Who was the other? Oh, it was
Goodwin.
Chris Godwin. Who had a great year for Tampa Bay last year.
They're about equal, but
I would say similar.
He has been known to put his foot in his mouth with the media before.
I thought maybe Julio Jones, but he didn't have 1,000 yards.
I thought Larry's just so smooth. He's played for so long. Randy Moss popped in my head right away when the question was given. And then you're like, one of the greats. I'm like, oh, okay, it's got to be Jerry Rice then.
Well, Randy Moss is one of the greats.
He is, but Jerry, the greatest.
A guy who would have been third to do it, but in his 6th year, only played 10 games, A.J. Green.
Oh.
He only played,
still on? That's Cincinnati Bengals?
He only played 10 games in his 6th year, and he had 964 yards.
He can't stay healthy anymore.
He's so good, though.
Joe Burrow's favorite target. No, will be.
Should be. Will AJ be there?
There now. He's tagged, didn't he? Franchise tag?
I don't know.
I think he is.
He can't stay. When's the last time he was fully healthy for a season?
It's been 3 years or so.
Because he was one. People kind of forget about him, but he's been one of the best receivers in the NFL since he came to the league.
Yep. Yeah, he sure has. Georgia.
2017, he played all 16.
It's about 3 years.
It's really just been a year and a half where he's been super injured. Yeah. But he went 1057, 1350, 426, 1041, 1297.
Dalton's in Dallas now, right?
Yes.
The backup in Dallas.
He is the backup. That's where he's from. He went to TCU, which is in Fort Worth, I believe.
Yes, it is.
And that's where he makes his. I think that might even be where he grew up. So with the uncertainty of the pandemic, he wanted to go back home.
Ooh, I like this idea my dad has. You know, we still haven't done our one-on-one game, which who knows when that's going to happen. But I do like this one. The Tan and J-Man Show punt, pass, and kick competition.
I'm going to look like Andy Reid out there when he was 13 with the stash. I'll train for that. Pump, pass, and kick. That's a good one.
Yeah. Definitely is.
I don't know who would win that one. I think I'd beat you punting.
Yeah, I'd shank it off.
That might
foot.
be too much pressure. We need to do that though. It needs to be kind of like a triathlon of sorts where we play 1-on-1, then do pump, pass, and kick, and then play home run derby or something.
Can I get this in writing?
Sounds like a fun day.
Yeah, it does.
Until
that might get some followers.
Yeah, follow us on Twitter, people.
And Instagram.
And
like us on Facebook.
Tanner uses the Instagram a bunch.
I do. It's there.
It's there for entertainment purposes.
Yeah. And before J-Man wraps us up, I want to give a congratulations shout-out to one of our loyal viewers and listeners, Thad Mooney, and his wife. And he made that beautiful wood sign there of our logo. They had their first baby girl today, Harlow Mooney.
Harlow, I love it.
So congratulations to Thad and his wife. Yeah, very exciting stuff.
That is.
Now you can wrap us up, J-Man.
Thanks for watching us live on the ISC Sports Network. They also put us out on their Twitter and their Facebook. You can also download their app, free app, to watch the Tan and J-Man show, or just go on their website and check us out. As well, we are streaming on Audio Boom, Apple Podcasts, iTunes,
Spotify. Apple Podcasts and iTunes are the same thing.
iTunes, I realize that as I said it.
Spotify, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, TuneIn,
Google Podcasts.
It's
different, hopefully.
Pretty much every audio platform. And if you listen to podcasts on an audio platform or know somebody who likes to, and we're not on there, let us know, and I will be sure to get us on there.
We'd like to thank Noble Gnome LLC. Go pick up some sweet corn this week, as well as our sponsor, the Book of Prediction of the Week, Travis Watching, Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance Agent, The Dam Landing, and Performer House.
Get yourself a water bottle.
Thanks for watching, everybody. We will be back at it next week for another episode of the Tan and J-Man Show. See ya.